So let's continue in the mailbag. This one comes in from Andy.
Hey, Andy.
Wait a minute.
In Boston.
Oh, sure it is.
I'm not in Boston, guys. Rest of season, Barnidge or Olsen?
Olsen going away. It's a PPR in addition, and so Olsen's targets and receptions are incredible. Barnidge,
Yeah, but how many butt catches does he have?
0.
Yeah,
And
so
butt catches-
Barnidge, my league
All right.
scores 50 points
I
per
was
butt catch.
just gonna say, if your league's got scoring for butt catches, Barnidge is gonna be your man. Otherwise, Barnidge got 2 touchdowns last week, but a lot of people don't realize he got 3 receptions total. 2 of those.
So he converts the high percentage
Yes.
of his catches to touchdowns.
Barnidge is fine, but he is no Greg Olsen. I love
Olsen's
Greg Olsen.
getting 30% of the target share in Carolina. He is the guy.
All right, Drake. Oh, thank you, Drake. Drake in Quebec, Canada.
Hey, bonjour.
I can't go on. I own both Jimmy Graham and Greg Olsen. Should I hold on to both and play matchups, or do I try to trade one of them? If so, which one?
I would try and trade Jimmy Graham off the heels of that humongous game.
Me too.
Yeah, I think Jimmy's going to continue performing well, but I still agree he's the one to trade of these two, so
Would
I'm not
you
going to
take-
get in the way of that.
So you think Graham over Olsen rest of season?
No.
Okay.
All I'm saying is that, like, I think Graham will have a good rest of season, but I still like Olsen more, and if you can trade Graham on the heels of that and get value, go do it. So, and that's a question a lot of people are asking, is whether Jimmy has the ability to do this the rest of the season. I think he does.
I think he has the ability to do exactly what he did the rest of the season, what he's done, which is he's going to have his games and he's going to have his stinkers.
But
because
that's every tight end. Almost. That's almost every tight end.
Yes.
I mean, you go look at Greg Olsen. He had a couple, 3-point games? I mean, Jimmy Graham right now is number 6. I would say he had 3 good games and 3 bad ones. So you're saying 50-50
Every
shot,
other week
so,
you're going to have
yeah.
a good one. Every other week you're going to have a bad one.
Yeah.
With other guys like Greg Olsen, every now and then you're going to have a bad one.
Yeah,
but
you're right.
I don't think it's going to be as often.
You are correct. I do think that Russell Wilson's starting to trust him a little bit more. So we'll see what happens. I'm not sure. Carl in Geneva, I have the opportunity to stash a wide receiver.
Okay.
So rest of season and rest of career. Ready? Score them both ways. Maybe
Wait,
this is
what?
Keeper league. Rest of season, who do you like more? And then rest of career, who do you like more? Philip Dorsett, Devin Funchess, Dorial Green Beckham, and Stefon Diggs.
Woo,
I already know my answer.
giving it to us.
Rest of season, I'm going to take Stefon Diggs.
As am I.
Me too.
Rest of career, I'm going to take the guy with the Hall of Fame, the most likely to have a Hall of Fame quarterback, and that is Philip Dorsett.
I agree with Green Beckham very close behind.
I'm definitely on Stefon Diggs, and long term, I was really high on Dorsett when he was drafted, but they're using Moncrief, and then they re-signed.
They used Dorsett last week.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I thought that T.Y. Hilton was going to be gone after the draft, and so. But I still will take the guy with Andrew Luck.
Eventually, Andre Johnson will be gone, not clogging the field with his oldness and gray hair.
Hey, Andrew Luck underthrew him a couple times because he didn't realize how fast Andre Johnson is.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
Seriously. Gregorio in where? South America.
America.
Oh, South America. Yeah.
Hold on. We're going to audit this.
What do you mean? He clearly meant America.
Did he?
Yeah, he's just being funny.
I hope there's a country that
Called
is
South America.
America.
Yeah, I have both Martavis Bryant and Antonio Brown. I was wondering what your thoughts are on having both of them in the lineup. Are they startable? I think yes, with Big Ben.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I do. I think you could start them both with Big Ben because,
yes,
let's say you. What's the over/under on Big Ben touchdowns per week? Is it about 2.5, 3?
Yeah,
I would take right about 2.5.
I mean, where are they going? They're going to those two guys.
Yep, I completely agree. You do not want to start them both this week.
I wouldn't want to start them both against Denver.
What's that?
I wouldn't want to start them both against Denver.
The question for Martavis Bryant coming into the year has always been usage, where last year he seemed to be the kind of one trick down the field. He's just go the 9, fly down the field. And we have a very small sample size of we don't know exactly how he'll be utilized, especially when Big Ben comes back. But he was involved, and his touchdown was a short pass, and his end zone, his red zone touchdown. And then we saw him with his freakish alien ability take that quick slant all the way out.
Yeah. Yeah, he is supremely talented. The alien, Marty McBride.
Good friend of the show, Martavis Bryant.
Matt wants to know, he's plagued by bye weeks, underachievers. Who does he start between Duke Johnson or Melvin Gordon this week? The matchups are Melvin Gordon against the Raiders and Duke Johnson against the Rams in St. Louis.
Melvin Gordon. He's still going to be the starter. They came out and they wouldn't specifically name him, but what they said, what the head coach was saying was basically they're going to keep giving him the ball. They're going to move on from this moment. And obviously if he fumbles again, I think he's going to be benched again, but he's got a good matchup. He has looked good on film. He just needs to learn how to hold on to that ball, man.
I think the coach was saying, please, Melvin Gordon, do not make me give the ball to Brandon Oliver. I will if I have to.
I think
but don't do it.
Gordon and Abdullah have a water bet on fumbles, and it's currently tied, I believe, at 4. So that's a tight competition.
4 fumbles in 6 games.
Is that bad?
That's no good.
No, not good. Mike in New Jersey, in a half-point PPR league, he needs 3 of these guys: Carlos Hyde, Deion Lewis, Legarrette Blount, Christine Michael. Who should he start?
So which one do you sit? Is really he's got 4 guys. Start 3. Deion Lewis. I
wouldn't be starting Lewis and Blount against the Jets.
I agree. So against the Jets, with the best run defense, you've got to go Deion Lewis as your starter. So that means it's the question is answered.
Say it, Andy.
That means you're
man.
starting Christine Michael.
Yeah.
Actually,
Crazy.
watch the practice reports. If he's not guaranteed to get a good workload, throw Blount out there. Come on. All right, Barron.
Hey, soggy blanket.
Barron in Houston. Delanie Walker or Ben Watson for tight end this week. He is also a Foot Clan member on jointhefoot.com.
So Walker gets the Falcons, and Walker will be playing with his old friend,
Zach Mettenberger. Well, Walker had a good week this week anyway. He was like 8 for 98 or something like that.
Right. Well, I'm just saying that he has a history established already with Mettenberger.
And where is
Give me
Benjamin
Delaney.
Where's Benjamin Watson?
He is playing at Indianapolis.
On the road, I don't expect them to be as good as at home. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking Walker.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yep. John in Ottawa.
Bonjour.
There you go. With Eifert on bye, do I roll out Witten at the Giants?
Yes,
Charles
absolutely.
Clay at Jacksonville?
Yes,
Or
absolutely.
Benjamin Watson at Indianapolis? I would roll out Witten.
Yeah, I would roll out Witten. Both him and Clay, I think, are good options, especially with the missing pieces for Clay. I mean, the fact that other guys are gone, but the New York Giants defense has given up a lot to the tight end and could have this last week to Zach Ertz if Sammy Biscuits could have just hit him on some of those touchdown runs. So I would go Jason Witten with the quarterback there is going to be checking down a lot. So
I agree. I like Witten.
All right, I'm going to test your Bortles love, Mike,
All
because
right.
you have him as your stream of the week.
Yes.
Blake Bortles against Buffalo. This is from The Boss.
I was really hoping you read it correctly.
The Boss. Or Phillip Rivers versus Oakland. Bortles versus Buffalo, Rivers versus Oakland.
Blake Bortles is my stream of the week, but Phillip Rivers is an every week starter right now. There's no possible way you sit him down. He is on fire, and he's going up against Oakland, who have not had very much success stopping quarterbacks and wide receivers. I look for Rivers to have a top 5 week.
I would gladly sit Rivers in a bad matchup, as I would Blake Bortles, but this is a great matchup. So
Yeah, I go Rivers. Pedro in San Paulo, Brazil.
Hold on. So a bad matchup for Phillip Rivers. So you would have to have considered
Green Bay,
a terrible matchup.
I agree, and I know what you're saying. That wasn't a very good matchup, and he put up 500 yards, but he has not been week in, week out great. He's had his bad weeks this year, and I think that's one of those things where I didn't expect it this week at Green Bay, but if they were playing the Jets or they were playing, another team like that, I would look for other options.
All right, so Pedro in San Paulo, Brazil. Should I start Alex Smith or send in the car?
Oh, man.
Send in the car. Send in the car.
That's not even close to me. Macklin is potentially injured. Albert Wilson could be your top running wide receiver. You have no
Zeus.
Okay, I used the word wide receiver very clearly, did I not?
It doesn't matter.
Probably doesn't.
All targets to Zeus.
Yeah, okay. It's Derek Carr by a lot.
So who are the Chiefs playing? The Chiefs are playing the
my
Buccaneers.
stream.
They're looking at the Steelers. Yes.
Yeah, my stream.
Yeah, I'd send in the car.
Send in the car. George in Glendale, so he's out here.
Hey, George.
After watching
Maybe.
the Colts.
Is that Glendale?
It's Arizona. Yeah.
Okay.
It says Glendale AZ. After watching the Colts-Pats game last week, he noticed Edelman had a weird pinky injury. He noticed that Lafell is coming back week 7. Is Lafell a good flex start in PPR?
No.
0% chance that I would start Brandon Lafell this week.
Love Brandon Lafell. We should have talked about him more on our waiver wire show. We did when we went on Chris Harris yesterday. Lafell should be picked up, should be rostered. He is the starting outside wide receiver for Tom Brady. Great. However, he's coming off an injury. We haven't seen him used yet, and no.
There's no guarantee he's back in week 7. In fact, I'm predicting that he is not.
If there is full practice, he's full practice in at least multiple days, then I'm okay starting him. But if he's just limited every single day, then I'm not very comfortable doing it.
All right. Let's answer a question from Jason in Madison Heights, Missouri. With Macklin most likely missing this week, like we just said, who would you start at your wide receiver 2 spot? Vincent Jackson, Michael Crabtree, Jamison Crowder, Kamar Aiken.
I think it would be Michael Crabtree for me.
Yeah, I would go Crabtree, Jackson, Crowder, Aiken.
Yeah, Jackson is a very gifted wide receiver as we have seen. He takes on Washington on the road, and he's been so inconsistent. I mean, he could give you 2 points, he could give you 20 points, where Crabtree's giving you a nice floor because Carr he has to throw the ball so much. And for those who aren't aware, Crabtree is out targeting the great rookie Amari Cooper, and there's more talk of we need to get Crabtree even more involved. So I like Crabtree.
Yep, I'm in complete agreement.
And for those that are Kamar Aiken owners, he's all right. He's caught a late touchdown last week.
He's fine.
But with Steve Smith back in the fold, by the way, did you guys hear that Steve Smith is considering not retiring at the end of the year?
What had happened, when you read into it, he just dodged the retirement question. He did not say, I'm considering not. He just dodged the question.
That is very fair. That was a bit of a stretch by me. But he dodged the question. That team is playing so poorly. That might not be how he wants to go out. And he's playing so well that he might have another year in him. I'm going to predict he's back next year.
He may.
All right. We read that one. Peter in Boston. Should he drop Antonio Andrews for Christine Michael?
Yes.
Yep.
Should he drop Charles Johnson for Stefon Diggs?
Yes.
Probably, yeah.
I would say absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because Charles Johnson, when he was in there, wasn't doing anything. So, great. Maybe he comes and takes over the starting role, and you don't need Stefon Diggs. Drop him again. You're not going to get anything from Charles Johnson.
All right. Evan wants to know, he's looking to trade away Marshawn Lynch for Alshon Jeffery.
I assume
Should he do it? Well,
I assume if you're looking for this, then it's a need-based decision. You're in need of wide receiver, and you've got depth at running back. I think this is a fair trade. I love Alshon Jeffery. I think he's a top 10 wide receiver every week that he plays. Generally, I prefer running backs to wide receivers, but if you're deep at running back and you have a need for wide receiver, I think this is a great trade.
I would try and get a lesser running back in the trade. If you have to include a lesser wide receiver in the deal, then I would do that.
Yeah.
But if you want Alshon, then the trade's fair to me.
Yeah, I agree. So, Mike, why don't you tell the people a little bit about jointhefoot.com, our fantasy community?
Jointhefoot.com. Look, people, this site is spectacular. Okay, it is got to be the fastest growing fantasy football community on the internet. It's the best way to support us. As we said, we're an independent podcast, grinding it out daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. We do it all.
You even overcame a dead battery situation to get to the show yesterday.
I sure did. It was a disaster of a morning.
And you came in and your hair was just poof out to the side like Doc Brown, right?
Never.
He's always got that bun in shape.
Man bun.
It's actually a loose man bun.
Oh, I apologize.
Thank you. Accept it. But
we really don't know.
Join the Foot. It's a great place for our fans to congregate, interact with us. There's awesome exclusive content from the show. There's an extra show every week. We do 5 for everybody, but you want a 6th show?
Yeah. Boom.
available.
Yeah, and it's a show where we're only answering questions from jointhefoot.com members, so it's pretty cool to check out. People enjoy it. They like it. It's good stuff.
And sometimes get to make us do
Ridiculous things.
Ridiculous, cool, embarrassing. I mean, that's how we got that 8-hour Twitter blitz was from jointhefoot.com.
Yeah.
There is a potential spray tanning of the three of us coming up.
I'm dreading that. In a good way. I'm dreading it in a good way. Like Christine Michael. I'm dreading him in a good way for ownership. So, yeah, check that out. We appreciate everybody out there listening to the show. We've got my favorite 2 shows of the week are coming up Thursday, Friday. I mean, I love those shows. You're looking forward to Week 7. We talk through the matchups. We got our starts of the week. We got our DFS segment with Chris Meany on Friday. I mean, we're gonna debut a new segment you have yet to hear, but should be pretty cool on Thursday and Friday. And Mike and I will be dead tired from the 3 movies that we're watching sequentially in the movie theater like children.
Yeah, we could have we may have butt cheek related injuries.
No way, man. I got us tickets at that theater that's got the recliners.
Oh.
We're in good shape.
Very nice.
My goal at this point is just to not sleep through any of the 3 and fall asleep in the movie. So, anything else going on? You guys got any bold future predictions for this week?
I took Jarvis Landry as my stream of the week, so I'm good for the week.
Jarvis Landry?
Or Landry Jones. Jarvis Landry as my stream.
Does when you hear the name Landry Jones, does that remind you of Indiana Jones at all? Because it does for me.
Well, almost everything does for you.
Yes. So I like Back to the Future, but my Back to the Future for you is Indiana Jones. My goodness. I love Indiana Jones.
My Back to the Future for you. Oh, you like it more than
Yes.
Back to the Future?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, I respect that. My feelings on Indiana Jones is that the first 2 are not – they just don't come close to the third one.
Fair.
And so when I go back and rewatch them.
Indiana Jones was a little bit ruined to me by the last one.
Just ignore that.
Wait.
Yeah.
What?
Not
the newest
third
one. The fourth one.
Oh,
The
that one didn't
last
exist.
one. Exactly.
That one was abducted by aliens.
Yes.
So
literally.
yeah. So also a reminder, our rankings are coming out on the website today. They're normally towards the evening, and people are like, "Oh, we need your rankings. We need them right away." Well, we try to balance out like good information from camp and practice reports. Like if we just come out with those rankings on Monday, they will be so much more of a shot in the dark than they will be researched and thought through on Wednesday.
You want my rankings? Kristen Michael, number 1.
Well,
that's what you get if you demand them.
He's
from
your
me
starting tight end too, right, this week? So, no problem there. They'll be out today. You'll see them. We'll get them out there. And good luck this week, Week 7. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, so goodbye.
Goodbye.
Jason, Chewbacca.
Thank you for listening to another edition of the Fantasy Footballers Podcast. Don't forget to visit us on the web at www.thefantasyfootballers.com and follow us on Twitter @TheFFBallers.